William, hey.
Yeah.
William, Luca Pagario, have a dream that sea monsters will one day walk the earth.
What is going on? What is this? What is this?
Alright, that's enough. I don't want to get hit by fucking YouTube copyright strikes.
Oh my
for
god.
Playing that.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're gonna get hit by a copyright strike?
Oh, like I think about copyright strike.
You're not gonna get hit by copyright strike. How are you gonna get hit by copyright strike? That was you doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
So how are you gonna get hit by a copyright strike? You just
I played that music for longer than I need to. So
there was music. I didn't hear it for the life of me. I heard none of that.
I wasn't sure if the audio was being picked up or not.
I heard something like your voice went further away, I guess, but I didn't hear any music. God, I don't...
Oh damn! Yeah, damn! It's definitely being recorded. It was recorded from my end, so.
All right, I guess.
But hey, Luca Pagaru, have a dream. All right.
Pagaru. Okay, thanks. Good.
Paguro.
Pagaru or something like that. Yeah.
Pagaru, have a dream. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pagaru. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a dream.
Okay. Okay. I understand that you have a dream. I don't think anybody particularly cares at the moment.
So.
I mean, his dream is kind of.
Hey, I didn't like this movie.
You did? Really?
I really did not like this movie.
What?
This movie was really weird to me.
Was it the style or something? I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't like the style they used in this movie.
Okay. You know what? We can get into that style in a bit, actually. I mean,
alright, we can get to the style after we read the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah, as... God damn it. I forgot I had to write down the line so that I can just memorize it and say that line constantly. But anyway, I guess, per usual, I shall read to you, the audience, the plot synopsis that are provided to us by
so hold on, here. Read it.
What? Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait, I don't need that. Alright, you can't hear it. It doesn't matter. Here, I'll play some music in the background as you read.
Okay. As per usual, I'll read the plot synopsis that is provided to us by the Wikipedia page for Luca. So, here we go.
I should probably lower this volume. Okay, there we go. You can't hear this.
Okay. Luca Pagaro is a teenage sea monster living off the coast of the Italian city Porto Rosso, who spends his days herding goatfish. That's goatfish?
Oh wait, hold on. This is not even being recorded. I just realized
that. Oh my god, goatfish are actually...
The reason because I have headphones on. I just realized the reason I even picked up because of headphones.
Oh, I forgot I had headphones. So the bit you did doesn't have the music, so it's like pointless.
Hey, you keep talking. I'll figure out how to put the music up, alright?
Okay. Who spends his days herding goatfish. His parents, Daniela and Lorenzo, restrict him from going to the surface out of fear, but doing the same thing day after day ends up making Luca bored. One day, Luca meets another young sea monster named Alberto Scorfano, don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who has been on land many times and forces Luca up to show him what it is like. Luca discovers that he can transform into a human when completely dry and turning back to his true form when wet. Luca and Alberto make their way to Alberto's hideout on Isola del Mare, I believe, an island near Porto Rosso, where he claims he lives with his father. There, Luca finds a poster.
Right, well, now that entire audio is coming fucked up in editing.
There, Luca.
Like, there's too much to the bit. I'm stopping.
Okay.
My headphones are tangled. My headphones are tangled. Keep reading. Ignore me while I try to fix my headphones.
I'm gonna officially say this bit you did is cursed, and so I'm gonna continue. There, Luca finds a poster showing a Vespa, and they soon decide to make their own from scratch. All the while, Luca tries to keep his now double life a secret from his parents, with only his grandmother being clued in and keeping it a secret. Lorenzo and Daniela soon discover that what Luca has been doing and decide that to keep Luca safe, he should be sent deeper into the ocean to live with Lorenzo's brother Ugo. Distraught, Luca runs away to the city of Porto Rosso with Alberto so that they can find a Vespa and travel the world. I need to learn to roll my R's. Side note. There, they run into Ercole Visconti, local bully and repeat champion in the Porto Rosso Cup race. But are saved by a young girl named Giulia Marcovaldo, Giulia takes Luca and Alberto to her house where she lives for the summers with her father Massimo, an expert fisherman. Meanwhile, Luca's parents soon discover that Luca is missing and head to the surface to find him. Luca, Alberto, and Giulia decide to enter the Porto Rosso Cup triathlon together in hopes of winning money to buy a Vespa. The triathlon consists of 3 races: swimming laps, eating pasta, and riding a bike through the town. Each child decides to take up an individual task. Giulia takes up swimming, Alberto takes up eating pasta, and Luca takes up riding a bike after learning how. Over time, Ercole, I still don't remember how to pronounce it. I have to play the film after this. Over time, Ercole starts to become suspicious of the boys, and Luca and Giulia start to become closer to each other. When Giulia talks about going to school in Genoa, where she spends the rest of the year, Luca develops an interest in it, making Alberto jealous of their growing friendship. After an argument, Alberto reveals his identity as a sea monster to Giulia. Luca does not do the same and instead acts afraid of Alberto, leaving Alberto to retreat to his hideout, feeling heartbroken and betrayed. Giulia soon discovers that Luca is a sea monster too after splashing water over his hands, and sends him away for fear of him getting hurt. As Luca finds Alberto in his hideout, Alberto soon reveals that his father abandoned him and thinks that Luca wants to do the same. Instead, Luca decides to enter the triathlon separately from Giulia so that he can win the Vespa for the both of them. On the day of the triathlon, Luca and Giulia successfully complete the first 2 challenges and enter the cycling stage. As it begins to rain, Luca tries to avoid getting wet, but Alberto suddenly arrives with an umbrella. Ooh, excuse me. However, Ercole trips him up, revealing his sea monster form. Luca faces his fear and rescues his friend, with Ercole giving chase with a harpoon. Giulia crashes her bike into his bicycle to save them, and Luca and Alberto stop to help her up. As Ercole threatens them, Massimo steps up and defends them, and he points out that they won the race as their bikes made it across the finish line, defeating Ercole. Luca is reunited with his parents, and the town accepts sea monsters, while Ercole is humiliated by his former henchmen who are tired of the abuse they suffered at his hand. Everyone gathers together at Giulia's house to celebrate their successful win after Alberto buys a Vespa with the prize money. Later, Alberto reveals that he sold the Vespa to buy a train ticket for Luca, thus allowing him to go to school with Giulia in Genoa. Luca's family, Massimo and Alberto, who has decided to stay in Porto Rosso with Massimo, all see Luca and Giulia off at the train station. During the credits, Luca is shown meeting Giulia's mother and attending school with her while showing off his sea monster appearance. Alberto is revealed to have accepted Massimo as a father figure and enjoys working for him and playing with the children. Luca's family enjoys interacting with the locals. In a post-credit scene, Ugo talks to a fish about how great his life is in the depth of the ocean, apparently unaware that he is not talking to Luca. And that's the end of the plot synopsis. Oh my god. Okay. So, why didn't you like this movie?
Yeah, I just didn't like this. I don't know why. I didn't like the art style in this movie.
They really are trying something new. So, I mean, if anything,
like it's it's not that traditional Pixar animation feel. I don't know how else. It feels like for some reason, like especially towards the beginning, I legitimately thought I was watching one of those shitty Chinese bootleg animation movie. Even though the animation in this movie is still very good, alright?
It is.
I'm not saying this movie is some shitty Chinese, but it felt like at a certain point the animation like it was some really bad.
I think what the problem is with the animation with you, I think it's just because the art style kind of clashes with the setting. Which is here's the thing. So I can kind of get what you mean why you don't like the animation. If anything, for me, I do kind of find it a bit off, right? Because it's very okay, so it's not to say that other Disney films aren't stylized, but the thing is they're stylized in the sense that the realism of the setting that surrounds them kind of lends itself into it, right? So like with Frozen and stuff, I think they're very standard, right, for Disney.
Yeah.
And so, but the thing is, they never really change. It's a very stable kind of animation kind of thing that you see, and I do think it's just because the fact that like the characters look so different from what you would usually see for like a Pixar Disney movie or Disney in general.
Yeah.
It feels off putting to you, and I can kind of
It's really like this movie looks like so. Going through the Wikipedia page, like always, because like always, we gotta thank the Wikipedia page for articles. They say how this movie was influenced by Studio Ghibli and style and everything. I forget that was number. And this movie looks like it's really looking too hard to be like a CGI Studio Ghibli. Right?
Oh,
Like they just took
God.
the anime aesthetic chibi art style of big eyes,
Uh-huh.
the anime or something like and just CGI. It looks really fucking off-putting and weird throughout the movie.
Yeah,
right?
there's something. I think it's just because
Yeah,
they
like,
don't.
like so I don't say these kids are cartoon characters and all that shit, right? They look extremely cartoonish within the setting,
Yeah.
right? If you understand what I'm going with.
Yeah, I get it. But I think it's also. I think it's not. Okay, because the thing is, I like the look of it, but I don't think the animation really lends itself well to the art style as well, right? Because I get what you mean. I like the movie, but like I don't. I do think it has a serious issue with its animation. Because the thing is, if it's inspired by Studio Ghibli and like other like anime like films like that, right? I think a big problem with this movie is just the fact that it doesn't emulate the it doesn't emulate the energy of like of a typical Studio Ghibli anime film, right? Because there's this it's hard to kind of describe, but it's kind of like Studio Ghibli kind of has this understanding of how to express how a character feels through its visuals, right? And the thing, like, because you had those typical things, like again, like I think a big thing that we should like that I can use as an example would be what's the word? Spirited Away, right? Spirited Away has this very nice like when like a nice frenetic energy to it when it needs to be frenetic,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, with its atmosphere and everything. Yeah.
like it's a wonderful atmosphere that you see. It's very like like especially when you first see the spirits, it's very well lit up, and then you see how like you see the spirits and everything, but there's also like an energy when when you start to see Chihiro being all panicked, right? And she you really see that, you really feel that energy from seeing how she acts, like and it's not in just like in facial in what do you call it, facial expression, but also in her movements, right? And it's God, it's really hard to explain a Studio Ghibli movie, just like because it's a feeling. I guess if we want a more literal kind of example of a feeling, we could go with what's the word I'm looking for? We can go with that scene when she was like fuck, what was that scene? It was like, I know she was like helping the charcoal dude. What the fuck was going on?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And she kind of stopped. I think she was there's a charcoal dude. She was in that room. No, yeah, she was dealing with one of I don't remember the witch. One of the witch's evil spell that she had on Haku, right? After she gave the medicine to Haku, he spits the little spirit out, and she steps on it, right? And then when she steps on it, like there's that chill that goes up all over her body and stuff, right? And it's just like it's like a tingle. You feel it just by seeing it, right? And it's that kind of it's like the little things like that. You'll see little movements like that where with Chihiro, like the chill up the spine, or I guess around her body.
Yeah.
You get like little movements. I remember this distinctively too, because I don't know why it's such a thing, but it's a feeling that like I think Miyazaki really knows how to get. Like, I remember very specifically how she puts on her shoes. It's a very specific feeling where she basically like she puts like she drags them up by the heel of the shoe, by the little end of it. She drags it up and she kind of just taps on the shoes, I think, and then just to make sure they fit on right, and then she goes off on her thing, right?
Yeah.
It's an understanding of like doing these little things that kind of give off the feeling of like, oh yeah, this gives you this is a feeling of a Studio Ghibli film. It's a very odd feeling to kind of express. Here in Luca, while I do like the difference in look, but the thing is, if they're trying to emulate the anime feel, they don't really kind of get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's honestly just a separation of Western and Eastern acting, because a lot of Western acting is more, we're more focused on dialogue, if anything, and we're focused on like the detail of of a character, of how they feel, we don't like, but the thing is, when like we keep things we kind of try to keep things more realistic in a sense, right? We don't they never try to do anything that's out of the norm, I guess. But in Japan, it's just like they, and we talked about this before on our I think on our previous we definitely talked about this when we were doing our podcast for Kira Major, right? There's this there's a wonderful sense of physical acting in a lot of Japanese media, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of like a bit of an exaggerated physical action whenever you have something happen, right? Like what's the word, like recently, for like, at least for Saber, right? Like, I remember, like, of the physical acting in there, I very unironically remember a lot of May's actions, right? Her character, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the recent episode. We haven't really talked about it.
Yeah.
That's a head in the future. I guess that's I don't know how that's gonna go with the recording and everything.
Yeah, look. This will release on or before Kamen Rider still on the air, right?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Johnny is Kamen Rider still on the air, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows how deep in the vault this will last before I decide to release this?
Yeah.
All right.
But the thing is, it's like you get May, who just like especially in the recent episodes, she kind of like really she's doing that little dance that you wouldn't really typically see, like, even for if you were to have Kamen Rider here, you wouldn't get like for her character, like May, in if it like done like in current production, she does that little dance, right? Like, you remember that? It's like a wonderful bit of goofy kind of character acting that you would see in, like, at least in typically Japanese media. They're not afraid to kind of like get a little goofy with it, or like to exaggerate a movement, or to really express like maybe a punch or like a roll or something with like some exaggerated action, right? Here though, like, if we were to have like the same May as the same character brought into Western media, even if she was the same excitable character that she is, she wouldn't have done like such like a wild gesture for her for like doing the dance, right? It's like I would know, like, in Japan, it's like when I expect to watch Japanese media, I would, like, if something happens, like, I would expect, yes, this physical acting I do expect from here, right? But if I was to go watch something like here, like if you see like maybe Breaking Bad, or like any of the other popular, like, especially like popular Western media films.
You don't want to see Walter White do his little dance?
No, well, but I'm basically saying, if you were to put a May in the character in any other typical media show, right?
Yeah, let's put her in Breaking Bad.
No, okay, I know I said Breaking Bad. I'm just
after they make the crash,
I'm sorry.
May does a little dance.
Okay, I'm sorry for Breaking Bad like this. This is bad example, but like, basically her a character like May, while she could still be cheerful and stuff, wouldn't have been prone to doing such physical acting in the first place, right? And the thing is, with anime and stuff like that, that physical acting that you get translates into their media, into their animation, right? But I think that's why it's so different when it comes to Luca, right? Because Luca, while it tries to emulate the art style possibly feels off, if only because you kind of expect a certain physical acting with that, right?
Yeah.
That's probably like, I went on a whole thing. Okay, I went on a whole thing on it, but like,
I definitely did.
that's probably like the best thing I can come up with why it might feel off to you, and why it does kind of feel off to me a little bit, right? But it tries. It also doesn't help that I kind of wish, like, with the stylized characters, I wish they had it like, I wish the animation was very much stylized as well, right? Because the thing is, it's also a matter of fact that like a lot of the environments were like very realistically done, right? I kind of like I kind of wish they did it more in the sense of I'm trying to remember it. Into the Spider-Verse. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
That I mean, they had to create a whole new engine for that on its own. But that
Hey, hold on. Oh no, no, they can't. That's Sony. Damn, Disney doesn't own Sony yet.
Yeah.
When is this media conglomerate gonna buy this other media conglomerate?
Good God, I don't.
When are we all gonna serve under one big media conglomerate?
I really hope not. But I would never expect it to happen. But if it does, God help us all. Excuse me. But God, I lost my train of thought because of that. Wow. No, I think okay. There's a realistic setting thing. I wish because the thing is in Into the Spider-Verse, the characters are stylized, but so is everything else, right? It doesn't. Everything feels like it fits in, and I think it's like with the characters here, it kind of feels like they don't belong in the sense, you know. I think it's just because the environment doesn't lend itself well to the kind of characterization that we have with the characters here, or the style. I mean, Also, I also still think it's because they lack the physical acting of it, because a good example of like of a realistic setting but still having like anime like characters like with this would be Lupin the Third, right? I think it was what was it called? Lupin the Third, the First, I think it was called. There was a new one that's on Netflix, right? The 2020.
Oh no wait, but isn't it a live action show that did?
No, it's not.
I know what you're talking.
No, because it's Lupin.
No. You're talking about Lupin. Lupin. It's on Netflix. I know what you're talking about.
No, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The animated one, right?
Oh no! I'm talking about Lupin, the French show that's on Netflix.
No. I'm talking about because you know. I mean, you would know Lupin the Third, right?
Yeah, I know Lupin the Third, the series.
Yeah, the series. They made a movie recently in 2019.
Oh, did they? It was on Netflix?
I want to say it's on Netflix. I cannot confirm it at this point. But I know that it's Lupin the Third, the First, okay? That's what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right? And the thing is, there's a very hyper-realistic setting that they're in. But, but the characters are, again, they kind of, aside from the newer characters that they added in, right? You get you get Lupin and basically all the everyone else of the cast. They're really kind of like more their usual selves as you would remember from the TV series. But the thing is, they don't feel out of place. If only because first of all, the animation is impeccably done in that movie. It's fucking fantastic. It's phenomenal. But it's also because it's like I think they keep the exaggerated motion of an anime in that film. Like, I'm trying to remember his name. I think it was Fujimoto. I do not recall for the life of me. The guy, just so I can say it, just so that you can correct me on this. The samurai, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right? He's like there is a scene in the beginning of the film when Lupin is captured by the cops as it happens. And Lupin's friends go into to break him out and stuff, right? And then at one point, the car, the police car flips up into the air, and then you get the samurai, because again, I don't remember his name for the life of me. I have no idea. I'm rambling. He brings out his sword and he does the fucking the samurai. He fucking cuts the car in half and everything, right, to get Lupin out of the car and to get him out. But it still keeps that kind of energy and motion that you would feel in anime, right? If it was hand drawn, it feels very much like you would something you would see from the anime. They keep the exaggerated emotions and everything. I especially remember when Lupin was again. This is going later on into the movie, and this is another example. But Lupin's falling out of a plane to save somebody. They're falling out the plane, and he's trying to reach the character he's trying to save. I don't remember her name for the life of me again. Sorry. Yeah. But he does that little swimming motion that you would see an anime character do when they're in the air sometimes, right? They would bring their arms in, their legs in, and they would just stretch out and then act like they're swimming through the air to get closer to a character. You see that, and it's just because they keep that kind of acting in there, it fits. It doesn't feel off. And so, that's kind of what's... Again, that's kind of might be what be missing from this movie a lot, And that's what kind of... It's kind of anyway, that's a whole rant over. Actually, that's kind of like why maybe
Yeah.
this film doesn't reach it's like the style and the realistic setting. Like if they had if they had the acting in there, it probably would have worked a lot better. But again, they just kind of keep it more realistic and stuff. So maybe that just like that's more of a disservice to the movie than it should be.
Yeah.
So I had to take a swig after that. Good lord.
Yeah.
I think I just literally spent like 25 minutes just like fucking explaining shit about this. I'm just up on the animation alone.
It's clear to you that you are an expert of the Japanese animation media.
Okay, I just have opinions. Okay, that's a whole different.
I'm gonna quote you on this right now, William, Japanese media expert. All right.
Don't you fucking dare, Ross. I swear. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like the thing. I wish like they kind of like especially I think it's also like it's a cartoon. It looks more cartoonish like you would see from a typical cartoon nowadays. But they don't lend themselves to any cartoon exaggerations here, which is kind of like again.
I mean, like the closest you get is those weird dream sequence.
Yeah,
that exists.
Those are like
the cat, I guess.
Those are probably like the best parts of the movie too, because I enjoy how like they're just really fun to see.
How creative they are, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're really fucking great. I especially love when Luca when he spends some time with Julia, and then they're basically looking through a telescope, and then he imagines himself with Julia like flying through like flying through space, and then seeing the stars and all like the little anchovies, I think they call them, right in the beginning, and the big fish as the moon and stuff. That was actually pretty fun. Those are really good. But those are times when they kind of like let themselves be a cartoon in a sense, right? Or to really act out. It's okay, but it's also, again, it's not to say that we don't get some of that exaggerated anime emotions. I think the one time I do remember something like that distinctively in Luca is like when they're having that montage of building their own fucking Vespa, right?
Yeah.
And you get this moment where like Luca and Alberto is like they're playing around. Alberto has a sword and stuff, and he's tossing something into the air, and it lands on his fucking face, and it hits him in the face, right? And he does that exaggerated emotion like you would see it in either an anime or a cartoon, and it's just like that's when you would see something that would kind of fit, or like this is, but it's like you get moments, but you don't get a lot of it, right? So it might also be that. I also think it might also be because of the realistic coloring that they're trying to get on like on characters. Because they do look really fleshy, and I kind of get it. Because like you see their skins, like you see their skins, like the little, like if you were to look close at your stuff, you see your skin cells, and like, or how your skin is made up. They kind of get that too, which is also a little off-putting. But they're trying to have both like the style, but also the realism to it. And I also think that does catch on itself as well. Okay, let's end my rant. Let's see what else that you don't like about this movie real quick.
All right. Well, what else? I mean, other than that, like, one of my biggest was the animation style. I really wasn't I usually do like Pixar's animation style with what they do with their movies, going back to going back to Souls, even though I was very confused by the movie Souls, right? And the existential dread and questions of life and philosophy and our purpose in the universe.
The pure existentialism
existence that movie gave me. I like that movie's animation style because that movie. Right, like this movie just feels really well. Like it's like the style that Pixar doesn't like movie they don't normally do if you were to compare to like past movie, right? Right. I was thinking like the humanized style would be more something like how we saw in like Onward or Soul, Coco. Stuff like that, right? Like in terms of human anime, like this movie took a brand new anime, like especially with the the anime inspired Studio Ghibli. Like you have these characters with these big eyes that stare into your soul and ask you about the life philosophical questions about if we are not within this universe, and if our destiny is predetermined by ourselves or by some existential existence of our body that exists within from the moment we are conceived and born from the universe that exists way beyond that moment. Also, there's a part in the movie where the dad pushes a kid down in the water while he's eating. It is the best fucking part.
He just fucking bullies a kid without even. It's fucking
yeah, and
rough.
the parents bullying kids in this movie are probably the best part, alright?
I love like when the mom just fucking like plays soccer with the kids and just fucking knocks them into the fucking like she might as well just be punching them and throwing them into the fucking fountain for all I care really with how she was acting.
Yeah,
holy shit.
It's pretty great. And so besides like other than that, my like I said, the turn off is I really feel 50-50 about the animation. Like there are some parts in the movie where I like where I thought it was good, and then there's some parts where I didn't like where I didn't really like.
Yeah.
Right. But I guess movies it's okay for me. Right. And the plot's whatever. Hey, someone needs to punch that kid. Punch that kid.
Oh, the Ercole or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah. Someone needs to show him the Golden Wind Requiem. All right.
I swear to God. They need to give him a golden experience. Jesus.
Yes.
God damn it. I mean, sure. I mean, they could let him relive his death a million times forever.
Oh no! Make him relive the moment he loses a million times. That would be more devastating for him. A fate worse than death. Some would say.
He just keeps experiencing his loss, and it's not even in just the same race. It's in every single thing he'll ever do in his fucking life. Like he'll lose in everything, even the little things.
Yeah.
Good God. Yeah, that would be worse than death. Holy shit.
Going back to, I feel like these characters, they were trying to do a realistic era. I feel like they should have more exaggerated, right? Because like if you look at the what's the villainous guy's name? Ercole and his lackeys, you can see that they were trying to do something with these characters, like you had the short chubby kid and the long lean kid. Like I feel like they stuff like that should have been like way more exaggerated.
Oh, they should have exaggerated their characters a whole lot more, like make them pencil thin or something, or make them the kid like real big or something.
Yeah, make it like literally like he's like a little ball. He's like a ball or something, right?
That would have been awesome, actually. Yeah, it would have been really good.
Yeah, like that's why I feel like this movie should have done more. And like I said, because the animation was definitely trying to imitate anime style, right? And this guy was definitely probably the most expressive character throughout the movie, right? Because the problem with the humans characters is how we had the fish character design, which looks fine as animated characters, but then we get the human characters like, ooh, this looks off, right? Like the fish character looks perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
It's like almost as if they designed the fish character first, and then they did the human parts later.
Yeah, basically. But
like the way that these fish characters are done, and right, I'm like, oh yeah, I love these fish. I love the way that these fish characters are designed. But then as soon as you go to the humans, like, oh, these characters look weird.
Yeah, I think there is. I do think again, it's just the fact that they don't have that kind of energy that you would find in an anime. I also think it might be because of the pacing of the movie itself. I think it might just be because there's a certain philosophy that I remember Miyazaki speaking about when he was talking about his movies, where he'll have...
I like to go watch Japanese girls while sitting on the bench and smoking a cigarette.
I don't know if that's true, but alright. I hope not.
You can quote me on that.
I'll quote you on that, okay? I'll quote you on that.
You can quote me, just like how we could quote William as the Japanese media expert, alright?
Damn it. Okay, but so the thing is... I think it's also because the thing is Miyazaki has this interesting philosophy on his pacing.
Yeah,
right?
he does. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's essentially just like where like we'll have moments of like action where things are happening, but then we'll have a moment where nothing happens in the movie, right? And so the movie just kind of breathes and it just kind of lets itself be. And so, and then you go back into the action again, right? So it's like you have a beat per beat type of thing, where it's just like action, then you have a beat to rest, and then action again, right? From the pace, now the pacing in this movie is fine. It actually works very well for its story, but I think in terms of maybe the end, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the animation as well. Maybe it affects it, but we don't really get I think it also might just because the pacing just doesn't lend itself well to the animation, letting things kind of happen on its own. Because again, it's like this movie.
Also, I feel like the plot is also unironically very busy, despite the fact that it's simplistic. I don't like how busy this plot is. Unironically very busy for no reason.
I think it's like typical. It's a typical business that you will find in a typical Disney movie, or typically in Western media as well, because we a lot of times in Western media we don't let people breathe or sit on things, right? It's kind of an issue I have over a lot of these
right, because we had the whole subplot about Luca and Co trying to win money for the Vespa, beat the bully, don't get found out. We got found out. Better. We should probably dispose of any witnesses and get rid of their bodies in the ocean. Watch a bunch of parents beat up children.
Good God, that was fucking brutal. No, but that's the thing, because we have a good
hide their body in the ocean when the parents ask where they are.
God. It's
like, I don't know. I last saw them swimming by the ocean.
They're just casually murdering children. Is this what you're telling me? Is this a subplot that we just devised for them?
I mean, look. A lot of kids get injured, alright?
So
we don't see them recover.
Wait, so are you saying that the parents are the reason why the village fears sea monsters in the first place?
Is that why the parents doesn't want Luca to go back up to find out their past?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the parents in the past would just catch you after they murder human children?
And that's why how they have all those legends and stuff about sea monsters, because of them. They just pull children out from sea into the
parents that was killing the village kids. Oh God, I was expecting to think this quickly.
This is what happened. Hey, you brought it into this. Now you get to reap the rewards.
Look, I was just making a casual joke about children murdered, alright? You're the one that took it to the extreme, alright?
Casual joke, he says.
I'm gonna quote you on that, William.
Oh my God! Look,
you're the one that wanted.
Look, I'll quote you, quoting me, quoting you. Okay. We'll see what happens then.
Hey, but I'll edit that quote, alright? I'll go on Wikipedia and re-edit that quote right now.
Oh my God. No, but fuck, where were we? I think, I forgot. Oh no, yeah. So Western media it's typically busy. I think it's also because we have a kind of at least here for Disney in particular, they want to keep a child's attention, and so they keep themselves busy by doing a whole bunch of stuff, and so that's kind of why this is a thing. Again, it's like in a Ghibli film, you won't get a lot of subplots. It's just the one plot, and then maybe something else, but it feeds into the main plot of the story, right? Like with what do you call it? Chihiro, again, we're bringing Spirited Away. Chihiro's just trying to...
We already used Spirited Away. We might as well continue with this.
Yeah, but she basically has this... I guess if for subplots there is the... I think there is the thing with Haku, and then there is the witch's kid who turns into a mouse, right? But the thing is, they all kind of feed into the whole idea of how Chihiro has to kind of learn to stand up for herself and not be so afraid, of change. And it kind of supplement. And the thing is, they don't give too much focus, at least for what's his name? Basically the big baby, right? Who's turned into a mouse. He's brought out of his shell, and he starts kind of self-actualizing himself as well, alongside Chihiro. And when Chihiro's kind of at that point as well, and they it feeds into its themes, right? But they don't put any real focus into it as a kind of into a story as its own, right? Because you have it's seen, but it's not spoken about, and it's not really focused on, right?
Yeah.
And here though, it's you have at least with the parents say, we had to go find our child. Where's our child, right? And then you see the father push the child in, thinking well, if he changes, because we've never seen our son as a human, then we'll find him, right? And so it's just like, okay, we're doing this, we did it, okay, that thing didn't work, what else are we gonna do? And then we move on, and then we go back into the plot of things, right? But it's not like it's not like a thing where they could have just been like, oh, well, the parents are like looking around, and then they're I mean, I don't know, it's just like it's a lot of frenetic action on top of more frenetic action, right? But and we don't really get a lot of chances to breathe on that, so it's just like it's again Eastern media, or at least again Spirited Away. We have it so that there's nothing too much that's really affecting you, right? And and it's hard to explain. Chihiro has a goal. She self-actualizes in the goal along the way, but there's not a lot of distractions on the side, and if there is something on the side, it feeds into it through its themes, and it's not really focused on. It doesn't become a big part of the story. It's part of it, but it's not so big as to be disruptive or anything like that. Here though, with Luca, you get like a whole bunch of other things like they want Luca is this is a coming of age story where Luca wants to grow up. He wants to do his own thing, right? And his parents are kind of afraid for him, right? Typical story. But then you also get Alberto, and then you get this whole they become friends. But you also get this side thing with Alberto. Now Alberto is not so bad because the thing is, he's been abandoned by his father, and that's a whole subplot on its own. That's not too focused on, right? So they kind of do that right, because it's like we see it in the background, we see it in how like other characters kind of treat him, like with like Massimo and how he's treating him as a son type of thing. You get the parents that come in, and then they're trying to like they're kind of what's the word I'm thinking? They're looking for their son. It's a whole lot of things there. You get Ercole and his whole fucking deal, right? He's just being the main antagonist asshole. I don't like, and there is a bit of a subplot with like with like his henchmen, but they're like whatever, It's, but like we get that, but we don't get a lot of time to kind of breathe on it, and it's just we're moving on a pace, and it feels like a lot's happening. Now a lot can happen in other films, like against Spirited Away. A lot does happen in that movie, but we're given enough time. I think maybe it's because of the pacing of the film here that it just feels really like there's a lot going on. I can I can follow it, but it can be a lot, but the pacing's all right. The pacing's good. I kind of lost the point of it there for a little bit, but I think we're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to stop talking. I'm talking too much about animation. I think we should be... It's too much. But yeah, what else was there?
Let's see. What else did I had problems with this movie? Let's see. Subplot. I mean, I don't know. I really did it. Like, this movie's fine. It's pretty so-so. It's like, I mean, it's not what is this still isn't. This part doesn't make or break into my list of favorite Pixar movie that they did. It's okay at most, right? It's a perfectly fine story. I legitimately thought this movie was The Little Mermaid at the beginning, right? Like, this movie gave off weird impression that it was The Little Mermaid. I legitimately thought this was The Little Mermaid until the plot picked up, right? And I was also very confused by what this movie was as well, because I didn't watch the trailers or before. I didn't watch trailers or so wasn't aware that there was actual sea monsters. I legitimately thought I was watching the wrong movie when I started this movie. Sea monster, what the fuck's with this? I technically wasn't promised this when I came into it. I thought it was a movie about a kid becoming a sea monster, not the other way around.
Okay, no, I mean that's fair. I mean, I saw the trailer, so I knew what was going on with it. But
I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, like the thing is, aside from like I just think I like the movie. I just don't think the animations reaches potential with it. Especially now that you told me that it was kind of inspired by like Studio Ghibli-esque movies, right? Because it's missing an energy that's like I would typically see from a Ghibli movie. Um, and it's like, and if it had more of that, right, I think it would have been really, really fucking good. You know, it would have really lent itself up. But otherwise, like, I think the story is fine. I really do like the story. I mean, they had the typical beats and moments and stuff, right? I mean, but the thing is, I didn't really feel it. Like, I didn't feel like it was ticking off a box for, like, a certain moment until we reached the sad moment, right? Because there's always a sad moment where, like, oh no, something goes wrong, oh no, and then, you know, we have to fix it and stuff, right? And it happens, but it's not, and I really hated when it happened, but otherwise, afterwards, I was kind of fine with the movie. This movie is probably going to be one of my favorites, at least for me. It just hasn't reached its potential for me in terms of the acting in that movie, you know, for the characters.
Yeah.
It's the motions, the exaggerations, you know. We get some of it sometimes, but it's not there. And it's not just a matter of exaggeration, but it's missing that feel that I would expect from a Studio Ghibli movie. Again, it's really hard to explain. The best thing I can really say to kind of get anybody else to understand is basically watch Luca, and then watch a Studio Ghibli movie. Basically, any of Hayao Miyazaki's films, okay? Then you'll get what I mean. Particularly Howl's Moving Castle or Spirited Away. If you watch those, you'll get what I mean. But it's also, I think it's also a thing where Studio Ghibli kind of has this kind of tranquility to it. Because his movies are strangely slice of life-esque in a weird way. But even though we might have, like, some stuff going on, like, especially with Howl's Moving Castle, like, it's not... There are slice of life moments in a movie where it has a war in the background, but the war isn't important. It's just more on the character. This might actually be a thing. Because Studio Ghibli is a lot more of a character film rather than plot film. I think it is. Here it's like, well, this is kind of trying to do both plot and character, you know. But it's kind of like it doesn't focus on the character as a Studio Ghibli film would, you know. But it's also a thing. But you know, yeah. I think that's. I'm just gonna end it there. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep ranting it. But
like I said, so besides so my main problem is definitely the animation. Well, I still like the movie. There really are some good bits that I enjoy watching. Like I said, going back to child murder, my favorite bit. All right, don't quote me on that or take that scene, take this quote ever out of context. All right, never.
Oh my god, jeez. No, but yeah.
There are great moments. I do like interactions. Whatever, kind of like, the cat in this movie is pretty fucking great. The dad, I felt like I seen his character. I feel like it's just an archetype. Fuck, I know I've seen this dad character with this exact same design before somewhere. I just can't remember where. With the scruffy beard,
that depends.
With the scruffy mustache.
What do you mean in terms of Western media or Eastern media?
Literally, this dad character has been done before. They have used
the most recent.
Not for Luca, not for Luca's dad, the girl's dad.
Yeah, Julia. But the one I can...
I've definitely seen his character.
No, I get what you mean. The closest thing I can think of is, like real quick is, like, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs when you get Finn's dad, right?
I think that might have been it.
Yeah.
Right, that's the one, right?
Yeah, that would be... It's similar, definitely, but,
I definitely feel like I've seen his dad character design before, which is really weird. I was watching it, I was like, I've seen this character design somewhere before. I know I've seen this.
It's similar, it is similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm randomly pause at a red. There's just a scene where he's just holding a bloody knife in front of the kid, and it's pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
After he cut the fish, boy, this scene could be taken out of context.
Yeah.
Child murder, some would say.
No, but yeah.
That's the theme of this episode, apparently. You be an expert on Japanese animation. And me talking about child murders.
Yeah.
I hope none of these ever get taken out of context.
But yeah, the comedy is good. I mean, there's nice moments and stuff. I just think it hasn't reached its full picture.
The villain in this movie is great. The antagonist, of course, he is a real antagonist because you hate him by the end of.
Good God, he threw a spear. He threw a harpoon. At the fucking kids. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Who does that?
This is how you write an antagonist, all right? People need to watch in order to write an antagonist in the future, all right?
God, yeah.
This is how you write an antagonist.
God, yeah, but he was
in a movie. The Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, move out the way. The new cinematic villain.
It's Eric Cole.
And now,
Oh
Joffrey from Game of Thrones, forget about it. Thanos, forget about it. What's this fucking character's, Alberto? Wait, no. Oh, no. No, that's his friend, That's his friend.
Eric Cole.
What's his name?
Eric Cole, I think it is.
Eric Cole?
ERCOLE.
Oh, I see. Eric Cole. Yeah, Eric Cole. This is how you make a cinematic villain, all right? Antagonistic force. His goals are defined. He interacts with the protagonist in a way, and he knows how to bring the protagonist down. He is right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he knows what
the
to do.
Yeah, he's the ultimate antagonist. Good.
He's the ultimate antagonistic force in this movie, in modern Western media. All right.
Oh my god.
Where are people talking about this character?
Oh my god.
I have never seen an antagonistic force of this character. Like this 14-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid who just tries to murder children in the streets.
Maybe he took lessons from like Luca's parents.
No, do you think his parents were killed? And that's
why he's like so antagonistic, because of Luca's parents killing his parents.
And that's why he bullies the other kids so that they don't have to go through the his tragic backstory.
Wait, was he secretly just like a tragic anti-hero? Is this what you're telling me? He was only trying to teach people how to fight against sea monsters because of what happened to his own parents.
Yes, because of what happened to his life.
Oh my god.
That's the reason why he has the best, because he drives around trying to stop fish murders.
Oh my god! What is this plot? What did we do?
Hey, this is a good plot. Let's send this to Pixar Animation.
Oh my god.
Where's our Eco backstory prequel movie? They like doing prequel movies, right? Like, get them to do the Eco prequel movie where his parents were murdered by Luca's parents.
Mm-hmm. Jesus fuck. Alright. I guess that's how it ended.
Alright. That's right. Stay tuned next week where William describes the history and philosophy of Studio Ghibli films to the Western audience. Alright, that's this video. Coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Kate, thanks, bye.